I feel for fans of the Phoenix, Arizona Coyotes. It's very hard to lose a long-time marquee franchise, but the machinations of the team in recent years, the bad decisions by ownership, some tough drafts, uh, under control, losing two draft picks in the Chayka incident. I think we have to explain this to a lot of people, ladies and gentlemen. I was sports editor with the Bugle Observer in Woodstock, New Brunswick, and I saw John Chayka, who's the former assistant GM and GM of the Arizona Coyotes. Phoenix Coyotes was up pretty much. Nice gentleman. Had two successful years with the Woodstock Slammers of the Maritime Junior A Hockey League, where there were league and national contenders. Not getting any negativity about his play. He was a very dedicated player, more than a point a game pace, a good forward, 6'3", 185 to 200. But his machinations as GM of the Coyotes are a disgrace. And I think the pal that was left over the team kind of was the momentum. When you have management being run by a 26-year-old man with no NHL or AHL or development experience besides analyzing stats or analytics, things are going to happen. So we're going to talk a little bit more about Chayka from his business and other acumen. Now, the native of Jordan Station, Ontario, when I covered him 15 years ago, he was, again, a 17, 18, 19-year-old guy. A lot of people felt he had a good opportunity to have a minor pro career or call it collegiate career when he was out of Junior A. Now, put it in perspective, the Maritime Junior A Hockey League in Woodstock, run by the Slammers, coached by Jason Tatarnik, and owned by the great investor Andrew McCain of the McCain Chip family, or Fry family. They had a good regional following, not that strong, not like junior hockey on the Q League or the Senior Hockey League in New Brunswick. Give an example: senior hockey at its peak in Northern New Brunswick was getting 2 to 4 thousand fans a game, even in a regular season where they were fighting to get 1,000. Now Chayka, again, born June 9th, 1989, the former GM of the Coyotes. He was put in charge after serving a term as assistant GM of the squad. Prior to joining the Coyotes, he was part of an analytics company called Statleets, and completed his education at the University of Western Ontario's Ivy Business School. Now, UWO is well known for putting out very cerebral people, and no denying he's a smart guy. You don't become a GM, but I had every right to be GM of the Arizona Coyotes than he had, because at least I've been covering and following and watching players and teams that developed from minor hockey to the major leagues. And no disrespect, but I don't think the Coyotes knew what they were doing. At the time, he was the youngest GM in NHL history, being 26 years old. He became GM in May 2016. However, he only posted a 131, 147, 38 record under his 4 seasons as GM. The franchise also clinched their first playoff berth since 2012 during this period, but again, a third division team, not even the middle of the pack. He abruptly resigned at a very, very public event from his position on July 26, 2020, just one day before the start of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We were smelling something going on, and here's what happened. It was found out on January 25th, 2021. Chayka was going to be suspended from working the NHL for the remainder of the 2021 calendar year. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman cited conduct detrimental to the league in game, and further ruled that Chayka had breached his obligation to the club by pursuing opportunities with other clubs while still under contract with the Coyotes, and then terminating his contract with 3 years remaining. But here's the smell of strangeness. He wanted to do things his own way. Chayka and the Coyotes, of course, were later found out to be collusion to deny the NHL a certain right to certain players. They were later revealed to have hosted a private scouting combine for draft prospects, which is strictly forbidden by the NHL. Here's the deal: there is combines held by the NHL where everybody can look at the prospects. For you to say, well, we have the main one, but you can come to ours, that's against league rules, because you could find out something about that guy or player, like in relation to his eligibility or injury status or whatever. It's not that it has to be supervised, just like the NFL, just like the NBA, just like Major League Baseball. There's certain protocol, but he didn't follow that. And I never thought a guy pretty well, not say riding the bench in the bowels of English New Brunswick. He never rode the bench, but he was on just a hometown rink. It wasn't, it's like Youngblood. It's like Patrick Swayze and Rob Lowe. Uh, the Coyotes were then subsequently forced, get this, to forfeit their second round selection in the 2020 draft and their first round pick in the 2021 draft. Put this in perspective. If those picks would have turned into somebody just as good as Suzuki and Caulfield, and dare I think, and Austin Matthews, okay? He basically hurt the long term of the franchise for 2 or 3 years. You just can't take away two marquee players because usually with the NHL, the top 15 picks are of good quality. Look at all the great picks that the Montreal Canadiens and the Edmonton Oilers and the Toronto Maple Leafs have had the last number of years. Usually a first and second. We just saw Hudson move up with Montreal as a second round draft pick this year. Now, he's going to land his feet, of course. Now, a lot of people know this. Chayka and his wife, Catherine, through their company Compass Restaurant Group, own 12 Wendy's franchises. And his sister has also worked as a betting advisor for TSN. So I think he's well suited in the business world. I would not be surprised if he showed up in politics. But never let a junior A player, the highest level he's ever at, run the Arizona Coyotes, okay, or any NHL team. You need someone who has contacts. Maybe when he's 35, no problem with that. But there's an episode of Cheers where the new boss of Cheers, I think he's only 21, and he made it like comedy. When I was 26, I was still learning to be a journalist. God bless me. That was the middle of the Crenshaw Mulrooney years. We're near the 95 vote. John Chayka is a very smart guy. His family's very smart, very connected. But my God, what are you thinking? There should be a regulation. You got to be at least 35 to be a GM in the NHL because it gives you enough experience. If he would have been assistant GM for a while, you could have waited or made him player development or whatever. There's much more deserving people. Can you imagine, like a Mike Babcock or some of the former Montreal Canadiens coaches? You look what happened in Ottawa with their head coach this year. He's been there for a while. John Chayka is a hockey mind for sure, but I can name 50 people that were more deserving to be GM within the United States in that section of the states. Get like a corporate guy that had some background, let's say with the NBA or Major League Baseball. The Diamondbacks, there could have been somebody there too that could have helped out. Hockey's a simple game. You shoot the puck, you stop the puck, and you score. But Chayka had no reason to be there in the first place, and he fucked over himself. He played himself. Okay? And like I said, I don't care what people think about him. He's got a mind, and you can't get there unless you're pretty smart. But he should have thought of not himself, he should have thought of the NHL. He was thinking just about himself. It doesn't work. You can have all the degrees in the world, but if you don't apply to action. And like I said, he's going to land his feet. He might go into politics, whatever. Like I said, he's going to make much more money than a lot of us out there because, like I said, he's connected. But when it came to Coyotes, he wasn't worth 5 cents. Could he brought in Paul Coffey, maybe bringing Kevin Lowe, bringing somebody, because Gretzky's a link with the Coyotes. Anyway, I'm not ragging on him, but like I said, I saw him on the bench. When I say on the bench, I saw him on the bench with his fellow teammates, and he was just a normal, good junior A, medium range or upper range junior A player. Not good to play major junior. Never played major junior. That would make a lot of sense. Like, the only thing I can compare it to, and I hope you take when I found Gilles Lupien was an agent. Gilles Lupien wasn't an effective hockey player, but he knew about hockey. It made a lot of sense, right? Okay, what did Chayka ever do in relation to the NHL before he got hired by the Coyotes? Well, did he try out for an NHL team? Did he act as an assistant to any affiliated NHL or minor league team? No, he just did analytics. This is not Billy Ball or Bean Ball, whatever you want to call it there. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing here with our with our comments about the Arizona Chayka situation. Let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. If this is the first time you're from Arizona region, Phoenix, to learn about him playing in the boondocks of New Brunswick and ended up being, this is not a good news story. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. Like I said, 10 years too early. I would not expect me being a full-time sports editor. I was made a sports editor when I was 24. I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready for it. 34, I had more experience. There's no way a 25, 26-year-old man with no NHL or AHL or world experience should be the GM of anything but a local Wendy's franchise, which he is right now in a lot of ways. Thanks for listening, and don't forget, as we say in Woodstock, New Brunswick, keep your stick in the ice. Bye.